Hey folks, Chris here. Recently I've been interested in Japanese yokai. Now if you don't know what yokais are, they are things such as supernatural entities, apparitions, or spirits in Japanese folklore. Now in particularly one that I've been interested in is a yokai called Yamahime. Now, Yamahime literally translates to mountain princess or perhaps even mountain woman. There are different variations of this story about this yokai, but some common things are that she's either a spirit in the form of a woman or perhaps she was a woman to begin with. Some other common things are that she's beautiful, she has fair skin, she's malicious, and of course, she has long hair. You can't really talk about Japanese girl ghost story without mentioning that she has long hair. That's like the staple of Japanese girl ghost story. It is said that she lives deep in the mountains, and any unfortunate souls that happen to meet her will either hear her laughing, and if you do hear her laughing, most likely you'll be dead. She'll suck the blood right out of you. So I'm hiking in the forest of Kirishima here. I'm not trying to look for her, of course. That's not what I'm here to do. But if you ever hiked in the forests and mountains of Japan, you know how easily you can be drawn in. You can hike for miles. There's a lot of interesting things. There are shrines and altars everywhere. There's myths and legends. So I can see why it'll be enticing to go deeper into the forest. Okay, let's talk about what she wears then. So there's different variations, of course, depending on where you hear the story. But it's known that she's half naked. She has leaves as clothes or to cover herself with leaves. There's also stories about her wearing woven barks as clothes. And then there's another legend about her wearing a 12-layer kimono, which is I don't know, quite uncomfortable if you're gonna be hiking the forest with that. So, with that said, based on her legend and description of her, now let's try to draw a picture. So, the goal of this art piece today is using limited pencil sketches and then from there all ink. Just dip pink ink and ink by brush. So those are the criterias for this drawing here this time. So the descriptions are, let's try to remember, is beautiful woman. I tried my best to draw a beautiful woman. Beauty is subjective, so I'll try to do that. Long hair, I'm going to try to do a lot of crazy lines and drawings here on her hair. And of course some blood here, I don't know, from her victims. And I chose to do half naked with leaves covering. I think that makes more sense to me. Instead of the 12-layer kimono, I'm going to try to draw her half naked with leaves around. In Oita Prefecture, Yamahime is supposed to be so fine that when the traveler met her, he called out to her, didn't know that she was Yamahime, and then she extended her tongue out and sucked all his blood and he died. That's terrible. There's a story told in Kagoshima, Japan, where once 18 people went climbing on the mountains of Yakushima Island. They stayed over the night, and in the morning, the cook went out to prepare food early, and he saw the woman appear, and the woman did something to the crew, and in the end, they all died and had their blood sucked out. I really like using white ink or paint on tan paper. It really stands out, but I tend to overdo it. Sometimes you literally have to get your hands dirty. Um, I don't really have a plan at times. It's just how I feel at the moment. So I feel like using my fingers at this moment. Red ink to do the lips and of course the blood around her lips. I'll try not to make it too grotesque or too scary, but who knows. Coming up, I'll use green, yellow, and different colors of ink to try to draw leaves around her body because she's half naked with leaves that covers her body. There'll be a very abstract drawing of leaves. This next story about Yamahime that I actually kind of like takes place in Miyazaki Prefecture, and there was once a hunter who went hunting for monkeys, and when he found one he felt sorry for it and gave up. The monkey would then force the hunter to hold a slug. Later on, the hunter would encounter Yamahime but figured out that she actually hates slugs, so he was spared of the attack. And I guess he lived to tell the tale. Now the theory about Yamahime is that she not only lived in the mountains, but she also lived in a private home, and she might have ate live snakes and frogs in the mountain. Then one day the villagers just killed her, but they end up finding out that she was just a girl with mental health issues, which kind of makes more sense. since your mental health issues can go way back then, just like today, mental health issue continues to be a problem. Alright, near the end of this drawing here, just want to say it's my first time using glass pen dip ink. It's harder to control than I thought. I relied on a brush more often than I needed to, but it was a good learning experience. Alright, so here's my interpretation of the yokai Yamahime based on just some of the stories I read in the description here. I think I could have improved it by having by drawing a long tongue for her. Maybe that would look more like a yokai, but this is what I came up with. I'll just add a few more details and here's the final result. I want to thank you guys for watching. I plan to do a few more yokai episodes, so please like and subscribe if you want to keep up with my future episodes. Anyways, thanks again. Take care. Bye bye.